Stop what you're doing, my beloved child, and pay close attention. This cannot wait. Something urgent has just occurred in the unseen, and heaven acted quickly on your behalf. A woman was apprehended moments ago, and I need you to understand the gravity of what nearly occurred. My heart is still heavy with one pressing thought: what if we were a moment too late? What if she had not been exposed in time? My child's destruction was more than just a threat, it was a well-planned strategy, meticulously layered and quietly waiting to strike. But mercy stood guard. Intervention came swiftly. You were safe before you even realized there was danger nearby. I know you're wondering, what exactly did she plan? What was she doing, and why was she focusing on you? That is why I am speaking now. This message is more than a warning, it is a real-time rescue. You need to know the truth. Because, while it's easy to dismiss this as just another person doing wrong, it isn't. This was not a simple mistake. This was a full-blown assault on your future, a targeted attempt to unravel your peace, detour your destiny, and set fire to everything you've been faithfully building. The consequences would have been disastrous if she had gone unnoticed, even for a brief period of time. You'd be standing in the wreckage of trust, questioning everyone and wrestling with pain that would reverberate through your entire life. She was caught, yes, but she had been spying on you for longer than you realize, hidden in plain sight. Smiling when you smiled, nodding as you spoke, all while secretly sowing seeds of confusion and decay. Her plan was not impulsive, it was deliberate. She disguised her sabotage as concern and her betrayal as support. But behind closed doors, she was speaking against you, working against your interests, and causing subtle chaos in places you thought were safe. Now, my child, it is time to discover who she truly is and how she was exposed. The hand of justice reached inside and revealed everything. Not because you saw it or someone warned you, but because I saw it. I stepped in. I sent my angels ahead of you, and they stopped what you didn't see coming. That's why you've been feeling a strange tension, sensing a shift you couldn't explain. That was me lifting the veil, denying her access, and cutting the spiritual cord she had wrapped around your progress. So, take a deep breath. The plan against you has been foiled. The enemy's plot has been foiled. What she meant for harm, I've turned for your good. You are not just protected, you are chosen. You're covered. And you are now entering a season in which those who are truly for you will be revealed, while those who are secretly against you will be eliminated one by one. Listen carefully, my child. What I am about to reveal is more than just information, it is a revelation. To truly understand what almost happened to you and why heaven intervened, you must follow me back to the beginning. She didn't start her work in public, in the light, or in plain sight. No, she began this behind closed doors, deep within the silence of her own home, certain that no one could hear her, certain that heaven had turned its back. She was cautious, painfully so. Each move was calculated. Every action is hidden behind layers of pretense and secrecy. She believed she had sealed every crack, erased every fingerprint, and left no trail for others to follow. She believed she was invisible. But she didn't realize this: nothing is invisible to me. You may be wondering what kind of plan requires such secrecy. What was she arranging so meticulously? And this is where the truth starts to pierce. My child, she was using pieces of you, your belongings, your image, that had been given in trust but were now twisted into tools for her plan. She wasn't just plotting in general, she was aiming directly at your destiny. She believed she could retain a portion of your energy, favor, and identity and use it to advance herself while silently dimming your light. And for a brief moment, it appeared to work. But even the most perfect of plans can unravel with the smallest mistake. And that's exactly what happened, a minor slip, a moment of arrogance, a careless act caused by overconfidence. She believed she could burn what belonged to you in secret, a small fire, hidden, meant to cut your spiritual ties and bury your blessings. But here's what she didn't understand: fire produces smoke, and smoke always rises. That smoke, my child, became a signal, not to man or the world, but to me. Heaven smelled it before earth did, and I acted quickly. I sent angels, not with wrath, but with wisdom, with one command: trace the smoke to its source. And so they traveled through unseen realms, over silent cities, past sleeping spirits, until they arrived at a house long forgotten by man. From the outside, it appeared to be dead, but inside, darkness was alive, whispering and working. What they discovered confirmed everything. She had stolen your presence and placed it on an altar designed for manipulation rather than worship. She was calling on things she didn't fully comprehend, attempting to force open doors that were never intended for her. But she was stopped, exposed by her own misstep and caught in the act. And in that moment, my justice struck like lightning. Her altar was torn down. Her power crumbled. And the things she took from you? They're being returned. But now, my child, we need to go deeper. You need to see who she really is, not just what she did. You must understand the connection, the history, and the motivation. Because what is about to be revealed will bring not only clarity, but also healing. Stay with me. The next chapter is about to begin, and it will change everything. When my angels entered that hidden place, they saw something that no heart, no matter how strong, could bear without trembling. There she was, a woman cloaked in silence, kneeling in front of a low-burning fire that she had tended with trembling hands and a dark resolve. She was not weeping. She was not second-guessing. Her eyes were fixed in an icy stare, her lips murmuring words she didn't quite understand, words meant to sever, bind, and break. She dropped pieces of you into the flame one by one, not your clothes or photos, but the things that carried your essence. Objects affected by your joy. Items soaked with your hope. Fragments of your journey continued to whisper your name. And in her hand was the last piece, the one that, if lost, would have turned the tide against you. This wasn't just an act of spite. No, my child, this was spiritual warfare. This fire was an altar, and what she offered on it was the very future I had planned for you. She was not attacking your body. She aimed deeper. She was reaching for your peace, purpose, and promise. She wanted to extinguish your influence before it grew. She wanted to prevent your joy from overflowing. She wanted to cut your roots and prevent you from producing fruit. But why, you ask? Why would a stranger do this? Why would someone who has never seen your face or touched your hand go to such extreme lengths to destroy you? Because, child, your light revealed the darkness within her. She didn't hate you, she despised the reflection of everything you embodied: hope, favor, grace, and evidence of my presence. Every time your name was mentioned, every time someone celebrated your progress, something bitter twisted in her, not because of who you are to her, but because of what you represent: freedom she never claimed, healing she never sought, and peace she never allowed herself to accept. She envied your spirit. She resented your advancement. Instead of looking to me for her own breakthrough, she chose the path of destruction. She aligned herself with bitterness, allowing envy to inspire action. But as her hand began to lower the final piece toward the flame, I said, "Enough." My angels charged in, not with noise but with authority. They did not argue. They did not hesitate. They reached into the flame and retrieved what was yours. They rescued your calling from the brink. They protected your anointing. They recovered something that still bore your name. The final piece was never burned. I intervened, so it never touched the fire. And what she meant as evil has now become a declaration of your protection. You were protected before you realized you were in danger. My child, your purpose remains unchanged. Your joy, although targeted, is being restored. What about your future? It's unharmed, protected by my hand. What was supposed to take you out is now a testament to how fiercely I fight for you. Allow your heart to be peaceful. The fire never won. But listen carefully now, my child, because there is something deeper, something more disturbing, that you must not ignore. Do not walk away yet. What I'm about to tell you is not meant to scare you, but to awaken you. Yes, you were safe this time. Yes, the trap was closed, and the fire was extinguished. But please understand this, she did not stop out of remorse. She did not pause out of conviction. You were spared only because she made one foolish mistake, a spark of arrogance that rose too high and sounded the alarm in my heavenly courts. That fire reached me, which is why I moved. That is why I sent angels to intervene. But now I must ask you a question that is very close to my heart. What if there is no smoke next time? What if the next threat is more subtle and calculated? What if it moves in such deep shadows that the sky remains quiet? My child, not every danger yells. Certain dangers whisper. Somewhere smiles and speak in familiar tones. That is why I warned you in my word, be sober-minded and watchful, for your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. 1 Peter 5 verse 8. I see you, beloved. I can see how tired you are. How distracted you've become. I see how quickly your mind wanders during prayer, how the world draws your attention, and how your heart becomes restless. Your time with me has been cut short, and the weight of busyness, frustration, and discouragement has dulled your desire to be with me. And this is what concerns me the most, not the strength of your adversaries, but your own deteriorating connection to me. Darkness doesn't have to be fast. It waits. And when it detects that your roots are no longer deep, it plots again. This is more than just a moment to reflect on a victory, child. This is a sacred warning. It's a reminder to return, not just to prayer, but to my very presence. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91 verse 1. You are still in my shadow. You're still held close. However, this protection is collaborative rather than passive. You must remain in me, just as I remain in you. And now hear this, I understand how long you've been waiting. I understand the nights you've spent on your knees, praying with tears in your eyes and feeling lonely. When silence seemed to last forever, I saw. When the doors remained shut, I could hear the ache in your voice as you whispered, God, when? Nonetheless, you stayed. You did not run. You did not curse my name. You believed when others wouldn't. You trusted my promise even when nothing looked like it was coming to pass. That kind of faith moved me. That level of perseverance reaches my throne. And now, my child, comes the shift. Now comes the moment that had been planned in secret. What you assumed was delayed was actually preserved. What you thought was denied was actually being developed. You sowed in tears, but I gathered all of them. And now is the time for you to reap the benefits of joy. Your harvest is not just on its way, it is already underway. The season you thought would never come is now at your door. Listen carefully, my beloved child, because what I am about to bestow upon you is no ordinary blessing. Your breakthrough is on the way. It was delayed, but not denied. Heaven has not overlooked you. Every moment of waiting, every tear you've shed, and every silent prayer whispered in the dark has been held by my hands. And now it's time to prepare your heart. What's coming is more than just an answer, it's a spiritual shift. Beauty emerges from the ashes, purpose is carved from pain, and miracles replace what appeared to be ruins. What I have in store for you is greater than anything you've lost, deeper than you could have imagined, and more powerful than anything you've prayed for. You need to know that your faith has not gone unnoticed. In a world full of noise and doubt, your faith was like a beacon in the dark. It might have wavered at times, but it never went out. And to me, it screams louder than fear, stronger than circumstance. It is not small. It's mighty. Your faith has moved heaven. It's opened doors that no one can close, roused angels, and positioned you on the verge of a divine encounter. So, if you're staring at distant dreams or striving for things that seem impossible, this isn't the time to give up. This is your signal to rise. Go deeper. Stand taller. Believe harder. Because I am still the God who separates seas and moves mountains, and I have not changed. Remember who I am. Remember everything I've done for you. Remember the nights I carried you when no one else noticed your pain. Remember how I answered prayers you hadn't even said aloud. Remember the peace I instilled in your spirit while the storms raged around you. Allow those memories to silence every voice of doubt. Allow them to steady your heart. I have never failed you before, and I am not going to start now. Your miracle is not lost. It's not too late. It is on its way, wrapped in perfect timing and sealed with my love. And, my child, I want you to know this, you are already enough. You do not have to earn my love. You do not need to perform or prove your worth. Your very breath reminds me that you have been chosen, held, and divinely purposed. So, when the world feels too loud, fast, or heavy, return to stillness. The stillness is sacred. Do not rush to fill the silence. In that quiet place, I am speaking. The silence holds answers, and healing flows through it. Your presence is an offering. Your love is a light. Protect it. Share it only where it is respected and safe to pour. And trust me when I gently pull you away from something that no longer fits the story I'm writing for you. When you feel lost, return to your breath. It is my gift, a sign that you are still evolving. Even if you can't hear my voice, I am guiding you. Even in silence, I am nearby. Growth does not always feel pleasant. It can feel like losing something, like shedding armor that once protected you but now limits you. But believe me when I say that every layer you remove creates space for new life. Continue to be open. Maintain softness. Allow your faith to remain strong even when the ground beneath you shifts. I am not finished. Not with your story. Not for your purpose. Not with you. And when I open the door, as I will, know that it is not by chance. That open door isn't your doing. It's mine. I am the one who led the way through the wilderness, bringing the hearts and moments together behind the scenes. You prayed. You waited. You persevered. But I am the one who made it happen. So, when the opportunity arises, when the doors swing wide, walk through with confidence, but bow your head in gratitude. Celebrate the one who performed the miracle, not just the miracle itself. Because that victory, child, is not only yours, but also ours. It's proof of my love, my timing, and my unbreakable promise to never leave you, never forsake you, and never stop working everything together for your benefit.